Hi, let's go into a few deep stretches for and specifically for the hips. Okay, starting onto all fours, I'm going to lift up into the downward dog position, and now I want you to bring the right leg next to the right arm, so like this, into the lunge position. Here I want you to hold it a little bit and just try dropping down slowly the hips. So you are going to feel that your hips are opening slowly like this, and I'm going to drop down my knee, my back knee, okay? So the left one in this case. I'm going to drop it down, and I'm going to slowly just like shift my weight left and right. I'm going to feel my hips opening slowly. I'm not going to rush anything. So specifically, like especially like this, especially if you're not warmed up, like you haven't done any kind of exercise before this session, you are like cold, like your body is a bit cold, your muscles are not warmed up, so be really careful with these exercises. But if you have done some exercises before, so your body is warmed up, you have done some training, you have been running or whatever, you can allow yourself going deeper with these exercises and being more intense, like really stretching and getting most out of this deep stretch positions, okay? Great. Just moving side to side, okay. And now I'm going to lift up again from my back knee, like this, and I'm going to move myself into the pigeon pose, meaning tucking the knee in and then just opening up the lower part of my leg out, a little bit out, like you can like reposition yourself when you're here and lift up. So in this pigeon pose, you need to be careful that you don't stay down. So this is not a pigeon pose. This is sitting, okay? This is sitting on my glute, on my right glute. Now I want you to lift up from this position and have your hips and your pelvic bone completely straight from the both sides, okay? And if you feel like it, you can drop here on your elbows and going further into the stretch and opening the hips even more, right? So being here, breathing slowly and opening the hips. And also you can lie down, so with your forehead on the ground, you can be lying down. Of course, if this feels okay and if it feels safe for you, just remember to never go into the pain. So if you feel pain, if you feel any kind of tension in your knees or your hips, try feeling only a bit of a tension, but never the pain. So the tension is okay, the stretching is okay, but never the pain. So be careful about it. Don't push yourselves over your boundaries because you can injure yourself. Okay, good. And now I'm going to lift myself up and go into position of a downward dog again. And I'm going to switch my legs, so now the left one will come to the left arm, and I'm going to wiggle here a little bit and going down slowly. I'm going to be pushing my last, so my back heel, my right heel, I'm going to be pushing backwards. So I'm not falling down, but I'm always pushing my heel backwards, and I'm just like dropping my hips lower. Yeah, not my knee lower, my hips lower. Good. And now I'm going to slowly drop my knee down, and I'm going to stay here. Of course, this position is also possible to be done on the elbows. So if you feel like it, you can always drop down to your elbows or just stay up. I'm feeling staying up here today, but no matter how you do it, always do so it feels okay for you. Okay, so if this is just too little, just go down onto the elbows and just go into the deep stretch. Okay, good job. And now lift up and go into the pigeon pose. Now sitting down, so opening my feet out. I can reposition if I want, and lifting up. As I was saying before, never sit down. This is sitting, okay, and this is pigeon pose. And I know the sitting is more comfortable, less stretching, I know, but try to be in the pigeon pose when we're doing stretching. You can always sit in this position on some other time. And of course, again, you can always drop down. If you feel really big tension in the hips or in some parts of your body while doing stretching, try always control it with breathing. So try to inhale, and when you exhale, imagine like you're sinking deeper into the position. So you're releasing the muscles, you're releasing the tension, and slowly it will actually release. Good job. You can also lie down if you want. And we're going to slowly lift ourselves up and into the downward dog again. Okay, now I can step onto the spot. So I push my heel down, and I switch, just so I slowly and gently release my hips here. So you can always move it with the hips. Okay, good. Okay, going into the basic stretch for the adductors, the muscles on the inside of our leg. So I'm going to start with in the position on all fours, and I'm going to extend my leg outwards. So the left leg goes into the left side. Okay, and now I'm going to slowly try dropping down onto the heel and lifting up and dropping down and lifting up. Yeah, you can do that more dynamically if you want, like faster as well. But remember, trying to do deep stretch, you have to be in the static position at least 30 seconds. So what I do is going dynamically up and down until I realize where the most tension is. So in which position I feel most tension. So when I'm here, for example, I feel a lot of stretching, inside of my leg. So I'm going to go down here, and then I can play with opening and closing. I can also move my leg, reposition if I want, so my leg goes down, but I don't feel the same stretch here, so I'm going to go up a little bit. And also I can move my body away or even closer, yeah? So if I move it here, for example, so closer to the leg, I really feel the whole leg stretching. So I stay here and just feel the stretch, yeah? And you can also reposition your feet. It's like I had it like pressed down to the floor, but then if I open it, so if I have it to the side, I feel the same stretch, a little bit more intense or more specific to the one side or one muscle. So try playing always in the stretching, in massaging with balls and foam rolls. Always try playing with your body, try knowing it, try exploring, and you'll find where your tension lies. You'll also find which positions are suit you better or maybe are more effective for you. So always play around. Okay, yeah, slowly, like at least 30 seconds in. So if you don't have the clock, just make it somewhere 6 to 8 inhales and exhales, something like that. So that's approximately 30 seconds, let's say. Okay, so slowly lifting up and changing the side. The other side and dropping down. And doing a dynamic movement here. And up and down. And if you see where the tension lies, you can also stop it here. So again, playing with the positions and moving yourself left, right, and opening your feet and closing your feet. It makes like a little change of your position of your body parts can make like 50% of difference in the stretching. So always play. Always explore. Great. Hold it a bit more. And we can slowly lift ourselves up. And release. Okay, staying into this into position on all fours. And now just try to move your hips left and right. And you can do also a tucking in on tilting posteriorly and anteriorly. This. Okay, now cross your ankles and move back. Sitting into the butterfly position and try not crossing your legs but going together with your feet. And try now pulling the heels as towards the pelvic bone as possible, and then try bending over. So bending over as much as possible and releasing here. Great. Inhale. And slowly up, and try to press the knees down if possible, or with elbows as much as you can. And release. Okay, good job. These were a few exercises that specifically target the hips. So we did not do any combinations with other muscles. And if you feel a lot of tension in the hips, you can do that more often. So for now, thank you for joining me. Thank you for doing this with me, this session, and I hope to see you on the next.